each year the weights go up, getting heavier, harder. Just you've got to be strong. So the kind of CrossFit idea that what people think is CrossFit is just these 3, 2, 1 go, that intensity workout. CrossFit truly is you do whatever you need to do to be more fit. A huge part of fitness is strength. A huge part of competition is strength. So you gotta train like a lifter, powerlifter, Olympic lifter, whatever. You gotta do that kind of trainer, or like a football player is probably the best example. To be powerful, explosive, strong. Okay. So it's not all about doing these 3, 2, 1 go kind of workouts. It's about doing the strength training sessions. That translates over to, all right, now you got 225 clean and jerk in a workout. You're not going to be able to do 225 clean and jerk just by doing them in workouts unless you're freakishly strong by nature, which I certainly wasn't.
So it's not just about the Metcons. It's just there's more. Yeah.
You've got to have the strength training, okay? And it's got to be a huge important part, especially in if you want to call it the off season of competition. You've got competitions starting this year starts at the end of February, and that's the open stuff. And then you've got the regionals like April, May, and then you got the games in July. So, especially in that time frame from August to January, something like that, focus has to be developing strength and developing skill, which I'll talk about too in a second. But you've got to make that a focus. So, strength training goes. You do that first before you do a workout that's making you gassed. Okay? And it's something that you should do probably more than you do the Metcon style workouts.
We do it about 2 to 3 times a week in here. We'll do 5 sets of 5, or but I think some people might have to do more than that.
Yeah, it just depends on what your goals are. But if you're wanting to be a competitor at the sport and be good at it, that's crucial. I train 6 days a week, so every Monday through Friday I do my strength training. Every one of those days before I do anything else. I do handstand push-ups first, but then